This is an example of bad video. Can you tell what's wrong with this video?
Stereophonic record. To be played only with stereophonic cartridge.
When you're shooting something and you're walking into a room and you want to just remember that it's not the camera is not your eye. So it's like, oh, I want to see what that is. Okay, what's going on over there? What's up there? And then, oh, what's that? Oh, what's going on there? One's tendency is to sort of zip around the room and hope that they see something interesting. As you can see, you're able to not pay much attention to all these things. Because it's my eye, I can look at what I'm looking at and make some sense of it, but it's not always true of the viewer. This is an example of a wide shot, and kind of shows you that a wide shot can include a lot of information, but a lot of detail is missing. And if this is on a webcam, for example, if this is being shown on a computer on a very small screen, you wouldn't see much detail. So if what was important was what those guys were doing down at that truck, you'd want a shot more like this. Or perhaps even like this. The downside of this kind of shot is that you're not getting any context. These guys could be anywhere. So that could actually be an advantage if you're just trying to create some generic footage. But if you want to show where they are, you may want to edit and combine a shot like this, giving context, showing Chapin and Morgan, and then have a second shot that includes some of that first shot. I'm not quite sure what that might be, but enough to let the viewer know that they're still looking at the same thing. Here's an example of bad shooting. The camera's shaky. As a viewer, you're not able to really appreciate what's going on here because there's so much movement. You could pull it out a little wider and hold it a little stiller. The effect is completely different. Also see this shot here includes the person operating the crane. There's a little more context there. And then there's a lot more context. This is an example of how frustrating it can be when the camera person has picked a shot that was kind of interesting and you kind of want to see what's going to happen with that stuff on the crane. But I'm trying to look around for other stuff that might be cool and fun, and as a result, you're missing the show that you really want to see. So be sure to capture the whole show and deliver it to the viewer.
With only one button to start and stop the action, it's definitely possible to get the two reversed. So to prevent this, make sure that the window says pause and not record. Otherwise, you'll be viewing this for the whole video.
Taking video on my feet. It's an example of bad video. Jim, what am I doing wrong right now with this camera? You have any ideas about that? Go ahead and just speak up whenever you'd like to. I'd like to hear your opinion. So.
I think you probably can't hear me. Way over.
Okay, go ahead.
Way over there.
So what am I doing wrong? I'll shut up now.
I think you might be too far away.
Yeah?
Without using like an external microphone.
Yep.
External mic might be good.
Alright, I'm going to zoom out just to show how far away I am. And now I'll get closer and see if we can get some better audio. Okay, now I'm right close to Jim. I'm zoomed all the way out, and let's see how the audio sounds. Jim, how's it looking now?
That's well, I'm really not sure how it's looking, but it should probably sound a little bit better.
Yeah?
I'd have to see the viewfinder to see how it's looking.
Alright.
How is it looking, Phil?
It's looking pretty good, as are you. Here we are with Jim Lilly again, and we've got what's referred to as bad backlighting, and we've exaggerated the situation a little bit, but when there's too much light behind the subject and not enough on the front of them, this is what you get. You can see that you can't quite tell who it is. And as he covers the light, you can see that improves a little bit. So bear that in mind when you're shooting your video.